Hey, it's Chico, and the question today that I'm going to answer for you is, should you be working with real estate agents as a beginner wholesaler? I get that question all the time. Chico, should I go on the MLS looking for deals? Should I network with other real estate agents? And the answer to that is a surprising no. You should not do that as a beginner wholesaler. And in this video, I'm going to tell you specifically, there's really one reason and one reason only why you shouldn't do that. And I'm going to cover that because I don't want you to have any problems, get messed up in terms of doing something with an agent that you shouldn't be doing, or really most importantly is losing a relationship with an agent that if you would have waited just a little bit, you could have maybe taken advantage of that relationship and done well with it. And again, as always, you got to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please, I mention this all the time. There's 50% of you, 50%, maybe it went to 49%, but a good majority of you are not subscribers. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Why would you not subscribe? When you subscribe, YouTube sends you notifications. You see it on your timeline. Why leave it up to chance? Why leave the goodness of a video up to chance? By the way, if you are interested in learning how to find motivated sellers using Facebook ads, better than direct mail. I used to do a ton of direct mail, now do almost zero direct mail. Better than cold calling and spending hours and hours on the phone, or maybe trying to hire people to do the cold calling for you. You certainly don't want to do RVMs, at least not in Florida, because they're not legal in Florida, soon to be illegal everywhere else. What are the options where you're not butting heads with other real estate investors, with us, with Facebook ads for motivated sellers? By far the best strategy that I have ever engineered in all of my years as a real estate investor, and I've been in this business for a very long time. So what you can do is click a link to one of the links in the description. It'll take you to a free training that I have that will show you how to do that. Also, you can go to flipanywhere.com. Flip, like in flip anywhere, like in everywhere, anywhere. So flipanywhere.com, you go there and you'll see access to the training as well, and I'd love to help you with that. Now let's talk about why you should avoid agents. You know what? It just comes down to maybe two things. Let's see. Number one is, I would say the first thing was the fact that really the main thing is the fact of, I'm going to write here, relationship. Because here's the deal. When you're starting out brand new in the business, especially when you're wholesaling, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if a deal is a good deal or not a good deal. And so let's say you go to a real estate agent and you put a property on the contract. Now I have to say, by the way, I'm giving you hypothetical examples. I'm not giving you legal advice in terms of how you should operate in terms of wholesaling in your state. You should be looking at the local laws because some states are a little bit finicky. So keep that, this is Cris Chico, attorney at law, only because I got a certificate from eBay that I bought that says I'm an attorney, a Puerto Rican attorney. Outside of that, the application for the diploma was very simple. Is number one, have you ever been arrested? I've never been arrested. Number two, are you afraid of going to jail? And I answered, no, I've never been arrested. Two, I'm afraid of going to jail. And they say, hey, you're good to go. Okay, but I'm not an attorney. Relationship. What I mean by that is that if you're dealing with a private owner, and let's say you put a property in the contract, you think it's a deal, and then it ends up not being a deal, and then you have to cancel the contract because through the inspection period, then that seller had only one property, and then that's it. And so what happens is that then now everybody goes on about their daily lives, and that's it. Nothing else. Even if the seller might be upset, right, that maybe you had to bail on his property, at the end of the day, it's only one seller. There's only so much noise that he can create. And you going about your business, they go and sell the property to somebody else, and then that's it. Now, mind you, I don't want you to put properties on the contract and do so in a manner that you're just kind of just going out there like a crazy lunatic, and you put a property in the contract for somebody who's losing the home to foreclosure. They think that they got a solid deal with you. You have absolutely no clue in terms of what you're doing. And next thing you know, the day before the sale, you say, oh, I can't buy your house. And they're like, oh, crap, what am I going to do now? Because it's too late. You don't want to do that. However, you're going to make some honest mistakes. So it's easier to extract yourself from a situation with a private owner versus if it's a real estate agent. And let's say that real estate agent comes across deals all the time. And you put a deal, you put a price on there, and you get the contract accepted. And then at the end of the day, you back out of that deal, then you ruin that relationship pretty much with that real estate agent. So you're never going to get any more deals from that agent. So that means that then now, if you would have waited maybe 6 months, a year before you getting a couple of deals on your belt, and then now you're better able to make a determination in terms of what properties you can buy, what can't you buy, what are the prices, etc. now you're better able to take advantage of that relationship. And so really the main reason is relationship, number one. And then the second reason, okay, is I'm going to write here inflexible. Inflexible. Now, real estate agents in general are not inflexible. And not, if you're a real estate agent, don't get all upset because you're like, Chico, man, you're calling us names. You're calling us inflexible. No, I'm not calling you inflexible. What I mean to say is that realtors are used to doing things in a particular way. When we put a property in the contract with a regular owner, a property owner, we can maybe just put a $100 deposit on the deal, nominal deposit. Real estate agent might say, well, gee, I want you. They might put restrictions on the contract that are not favorable to us as a real estate investor. They might say that, hey, I want you to put up a big deposit, right? So they might say that you might have to put up a big deposit. So that's going to be an issue. Maybe they might say, well, we don't want you to assign the contract. Because we don't like that kind of stuff. They might say that, you have a 5-day inspection period, right? Well, you might ask for 10 or 15 days. They might say 5 days. Or they might come back and say, again, big deposit, not assigned, 5 days. And they might say, well, you got to close this deal in 20 days. Now, if you know what you're doing and you got the money for it and you've been around this business for a while, and if it's a good deal, you can say, sure, I'll do that. Big deposit, not assigned, 5 days, 20 day to a 20-day, 5-day inspection period, 20-day closing, piece of cake. All right, because that's how I roll anyway. All right, but in the beginning, may not be the case because you don't know what you're doing. You don't want to put up a big deposit that's the last thing you want to do as a beginner. Put up a big deposit, no contract, not assignable, short inspection period, and you're like a deer in the headlights when you're like, oh crap, I bought this property and I should have never bought this property. And so those are some of the obstacles you face with that, right? But I think that the number one thing is this one here. You don't want to ruin a relationship that could have provided you with a lot of deals in the future, but now you've ruined it. Because of the fact that you didn't know what you're doing and you tied the property up. So in the beginning, I recommend no agents. Don't go after agents. Go after private sellers. Target private property owners where the properties are not on the market. And there's other things that I could cover here in terms of, hey, if you're going after agents and you're going after properties that are on the market that other investors know about and you're fighting it out with other people. But these are the main reasons. But I recommend you go after properties that are not listed on the market that are going to enable you to get the best deals possible without any competition. And again, dealing privately with property owners. And that is my tip for the day. No agents. But if you're an agent, don't be mad at me. Don't be like, oh man, Chico, man, you are just a hater of the agents. No, man, I'm just telling it like it is. All right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what I say.